Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is B-Knight, and welcome to my Let's Play of Dark Souls Remastered for the Nintendo Switch. This is the second Let's Play I'm going to do. The first one I did was Zelda 2: Adventures of Link, which turned out really well for a first one. Pretty good. And I decided to do Dark Souls next because, one, I love Dark Souls, and two, well, it's considered a really hard game, so I remember when I was talking to some people, they said they would really love for me to do this, so I said, why not? I shall oblige you. So, that being said, let's get right into the game. As many people know, Dark Souls is famous for being hard. And I love this game, so I think I could teach you guys something to get into the game. I know a lot of people don't want to play this game because it's too hard and really punishing. So I thought, if I do a YouTube series on it, maybe I can get some people into this game. So, that being said, let us begin. It's important to note that we're going to do an offline playthrough because I don't want to go online and get my butt kicked by a bunch of really strong gankers. That's not fun. That's not cool. So we're going to do a new game. Alright, just set the brightness settings here. I don't want it that dark. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make a character. For the purpose of this... okay. For the purpose of this playthrough, I'll just name after my channel. No, the buttons are mixed up. To confirm something, you have to press B. On the Switch, it's normally A. I'm a guy. So, in Dark Souls, you have to choose a starting class. There's many to choose from, and there's stats associated with each one. The classes don't really matter because you can build your character any way you want. Like, you can make a warrior character who will eventually use magic, or you can use like a magic character that will eventually become more like a warrior type or a thief type. It doesn't really matter. It's just a template to start off with. The ones that I recommend new players start off with are the warrior, the knight, pyromancer, or cleric. And the reason for the warrior is because you have really high strength and dexterity, which will let you yield different types of weapons early on, which is really handy. The knight has a lot of vitality, so a lot of HP, and they're very tanky, so they can take a few hits. The pyromancer, because pyromancy works very different than your other type of spells in that they don't require stats to wield. So it's really good if you want to make more of like a magic-based character. And the cleric, because you use faith magic, which is basically holy magic. Or sorry, miracles, my bad. Miracles, which is basically holy magic, which usually consists of healing and sometimes even offensive spells like lightning magic. So pretty good if you want extra healing in the game. But for the purposes of this playthrough, I'm going to go in as the knight because my name is B-Knight, what you guys expect. So, in the start of the game, you could choose a gift. We have the Goddess Blessing, which is basically an elixir that can heal HP and your status. We're not going to go with that. Black Fire Bombs, which are basically stuff you could throw to do extra damage to an enemy. We're not going to go with that. Twin Humanities, could be useful, but not really. Binoculars, nah. Pendant, doesn't really do much. We're going to skip with the Master Key. We also have the Tiny Beans Ring, which grants HP, which is pretty tempting, but maybe if you're a newer player and you're a little timid, I would go with this. I also have the Old Witch's Ring, which I wouldn't recommend. I'm actually going to go with the Master Key, so we can open up some areas early on, which could be potentially helpful. Now, for the next few settings, I'm actually just going to go ahead and pick whatever, because honestly, it doesn't really matter. So, because I really don't care. It's just for the purposes of, whatever. I'm just gonna go with whatever. Look, I honestly don't really care. We'll just go with that. So we're gonna go ahead and start the game.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity.
This game looks so good.
Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. Witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire.
It's like a movie. Holy crap.
But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Ooh, bone chilling. This game is so awesome. Alright. By the way, for all you anime fans out there, you'll notice that this game is highly reminiscent of Berserk, and that is true, because this game is highly based on the Berserk anime and manga.
Yes, indeed.
See, she knows.
The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Well, that sucks for them. Oh, look, that's me.
This is your fate.
My fate sucks. I didn't do anything, I swear. What's that? Oh my god, I look hideous. Better than that guy. Yo, what's up, fellow knight dude? What's good? Okay, we start the game in the Northern Undead Asylum. We are a knight, we have no equipment, we have a broken sword. Dungeon cell key, that's what we're gonna use to get out of here. Alright, so for starters, use the left stick to move, the right stick to move the camera. Now, if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch, you normally press A to confirm stuff. You have to press B to confirm stuff. If you press A once, you take a step back. If you hold A and run forward, you will run. If you don't, you'll just, walk. You'll run, but not very fast. If you hold it, you'll run faster. You can walk slow. You can center the camera by pressing down the right stick. Let's see. X we'll get to later. Y uses an item. Let's see. To attack, you press the right trigger to do a light attack, and you press the R bumper to do a strong attack, which won't matter right now because we don't have any weapons. You use the left bumper to parry, which you need a shield. Well, you don't have to use a shield, but we're gonna use a shield. And you use the left trigger to use a shield or do a little punch. So let's see. So before we get out of here, we gotta discuss a couple things. So one thing you're gonna notice really quickly. Oh, and also if you move a certain direction and press A, you will roll. But whoa, this guy's heavy. Yeah, there is a weight system in this game, and I'm gonna explain it right now. Press pause, which by the way, you cannot pause in real time. So when you're pausing, you can still be attacked by enemies and stuff. So let's go here to your equipment. And if you note, hold on, we gotta change the screen to the right. That shows my stats. I need to change it. So toggle status. There we go. So if you look, okay, we have our HP, stamina, equip load, our attacks, and our defenses, both physical and magical. What you want to do is use the directional pad to navigate to the menu. And if you look at our equipment load, it's 26.0 over 50.0. So we are over 50% of our weight. If you're over 50% of your weight, you will do what's called a fat roll, which to roll, as I mentioned before, you use the left stick and you press A in a certain direction. That's how you primarily dodge in this game, which is very important. But if you're over 50% of your weight, you will fat roll, which means you will roll slowly and you'll have less invincibility frames. So what you do, you have to lower your weight. So you want to take off a few things. So let's first take off my gloves. And I will do what's called a medium roll, which happens if you're between 25% and 50% of your weight. You'll do a medium roll, which gives you more invincibility frames when you roll, and you roll further and faster. If you have less than 25%, which 25% of 50 is 12.5, I believe. Which we could do that we take off, yeah. We have no pants on. We'll do a super fast roll. Which for now, I think I'm okay with doing a medium roll. So there's light rolling, which is the one I just did. Then there's medium, which is not as good, but you know, you can hold more stuff. And then there's a fat roll, which is a big heavy roll, which that's not the one we want. So because I'm more of a tanky character that can take a hit, I'm comfortable going medium rolling. Fat rolling and above is not acceptable. Let's go ahead and just put on our pants, and with no gloves or a helmet, let's just go. Open using the dungeon cell key. If you look at these signs on the bottom, you can read them with B. It gives you basically a rundown of the controls. Let's put this guy out of our misery. If you press X, you can two-hand your current weapon, which will increase your strength stat, which usually means you'll do more damage. If you notice on the top left, you see a number. We'll talk about that later. The red bar is your health, and the green bar is your energy. To do anything like run or attack or take damage from, or absorb damage with your shield, you use stamina. So we're going to need to get that pretty high, especially for a physically oriented character like mine. In terms of what kind of character I'm going to build, I'm going to go with a primarily strength build. A strength tank build that will use bow and arrows for the sake of pulling enemies towards me, so not too heavy investment. And I will invest in pyromancy, so I'll be like a mage, fire mage knight build, focusing on strength. Okay, let's take a look around. I think there's a few items around here. Always good to explore. You might find some things and nooks and crannies. So here we have a bonfire, which is basically your rest zone and your checkpoints. In this game, when you die, you will spawn back at a bonfire. You can always rest at a bonfire to recover your health, and resting at bonfires will respawn all the enemies in the area. They don't come back unless you rest at a bonfire. So that's pretty good to know. Let's go through this door. Whoa. A lot of pots. Let's break them. Sometimes they have nice things in them. So it's worth exploring. We'll do this a la Legend of Zelda style. Whoa, what was that? Oh my god, it's Demon! Whoa. Okay, we are not equipped to handle this with a broken sword. We are getting out of here. Woo, that was close. Yeah, you can't do jack squat, can ya? You could try fighting with a broken sword. I only recommend that for more experienced players. Which I'm not. So we're not going to do that. So, another bonfire. So go ahead and rest up. Leave. Now, on the bottom right corner, you have your soul count, which you collect souls in this game by defeating enemies. Souls are both your experience points and your currency. And we'll talk about that later. Oh no, an archer. No! Get in here, get in here! Tower kite shield. Alright, we got a shield. So we want to equip that more than likely. We equip it here on your left hand. Equip your shield. And we're still below 50%, so we're not in a fat roll. Now with this shield, we should be able to get through this archer no problem. Come here, archer. Stop being so craven. Oh, sweet, we got a broadsword, even better. Let's go ahead and equip that. Now we got a proper weapon. Yeah, now I'm looking like a real knight. And we're still medium rolling, that's good. Alright, come at me. Easy. Also, when you press the right stick downward, you can lock on, which will be pretty handy. We have a fog gate here, so let's travel through it. Just means another area needs to be loaded. And usually those are also the gateways to bosses. Oh, there's the knight guy who helped me out. What a nice knight. Let's go this way. Can I go up there? A bunch of stuff. Liar ahead. Illusory wall ahead. You can find messages left by other players. Some are helpful, some are meant to basically troll you. So be careful what you trust. There's no illusory wall here, by the way. This guy's just trying to play a little nasty prank on us, but we're smarter than that. Because I played this game like 3 times already, so. Alright. What's also cool about this game and exploring, sometimes you'll open shortcuts. So now we have a shortcut back here and we can fight the demon. But let's not fight him just yet. We want to see where the knight dude is. Now, when you go up here, be careful. We almost got Indiana Jones. Alrighty. That's the iron ball. Let's talk to this guy.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you.
What is it?
You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure, why not?
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission.
Dang.
But perhaps you can keep the torch lit.
Sure.
There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the Undead Asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Nice.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Thank you, good sir. So what this guy has just given us is our Estus flasks. These are basically healing potions, which to use it you have to equip them right here. You can equip it to 5 different items. We have these two, which you're not going to really use. And you press the Y button on the Nintendo Switch to use them. And what's cool about these Estus flasks is, well, I just used one. You have a maximum of 5 for now. What's cool about these things is if you go to a bonfire, they restore. So they're basically, not necessarily infinite use magic healing potions, but they're refillable, if that's the case. So think of them kind of like bottles from Zelda. Yeah. These are essential because this game will punish you. And this is the primary way to heal. Let's fight this guy. Easy. You're dead. With that key we can open this door. I know it's around the corner. We should go shields up. Where is there more bad guys? There's one right here. Let's use two-handed for a second. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Took a hit. Aha! You can't hurt me. Easy. There's also a couple more mechanics you can do. There's backstabbing, which I'm gonna see if I can do this on this guy. If you sneak up behind them, you do a ton of damage. There's also parrying. I'm gonna see if I can demonstrate it real quick. Actually, no, I'm gonna demonstrate parrying later. Oh, no, don't heal, don't heal. Yeah, enemies can heal. You need to stop them from healing. Ah, we can't open this door. Alrighty, we'll talk about stats probably in the next part. Let's just finish up the asylum here. Go to the door and we enter a boss. Also, what you can do if you're above an enemy is this. I failed. Ow. Alright, we need to heal. Alright, let's just... The easy way to beat the Asylum Demon is just go for the booty. Because most of his attacks are frontal in front of him. Most are. So just aim for that booty. Aim for that big old booty. Watch your stamina meter. Because it takes stamina to swing. I think I can do up to like 2 to 3 swings before I get hurt. Watch out for that. Yeah, do not stand in front of him if it can be avoided. Go for his big old butt. Jump the shockwaves. He's almost down. We almost got him. One more swing! Got him. Easy. It's the first boss of the game, so of course it's going to be easy. Victory achieved. We gained a humanity for that. Let's do an emote, shall we? Which if you press the minus button, you can emote, so... Oh. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see what else we can find in these pots. They sometimes tend to have good stuff on here, so... Let's go ahead and check this out. So as I said, I've beaten this game really actually twice. And I love this game. I'm trying to play with different characters, but for the sake of YouTube, I'm going to go as the Knight, because I love Knights. Given by the, hence the name be Knight. I'll have to say again, it's hard, but it's not really that hard. It's more of a game of patience and strategy. And how you build your character. Okay. Why did that happen? I'm going to see if I can cut back. Well, then I did say there was maintenance anyway. Last game, may not have closed quick game. To quit the game, always select. Yeah, I know that. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I want to continue offline mode. That was the whole point here. Okay, and we're back. That was weird. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna let it go. So anyway, as I was saying, it's a tough game. It's a very intimidating game for most people that aren't really too adept to this type of game, but you know, with a little patience and understanding. Unfortunately, this game doesn't do that great of a job of telling you certain mechanics, which would be great to know for a lot of people. So yeah, that's what I'm here to explain. Let's go outside and progress the game, shall we? There are no enemies. Also, keep in mind, you can fall off to your death in this game. I will explain death after our first death, because trust me, we're going to die in this game. It's just inevitable. There's a bird nest over there, which I think you can use for trading. We're not going to really do much trading in this game, in this file. There's also a corpse around here, if I remember correctly. Before we go off. Where on earth is it? I remember there was a corpse around here which we can loot. Is it up here? Possibly. Let me do a cut. And if I can't find it, then we'll just go off to the next area. There it is. I found it. Yeah, it's right over here. A lot of beginners miss this stuff. Soul Lost Undead. Those are basically clumps of souls that you can break at any time to just get a burst of souls. Really handy when we get to the next area. So once we get to here, we'll see a cutscene that'll take us to essentially the hub world of this game.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
That's a huge bird.
To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
And now the real Dark Souls begins. Oy vey. The scope of this game, though. Holy moly. Lordran, level up and kindle at bonfires. Let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty then, I think this would be a great place to end this part right here. So in the next part, I'm actually going to go ahead and run around this area and collect a lot of goodies. And I'll talk more about souls, and I'll talk more about stats in this game, which are very important to know. So I guess the tutorial will still keep going. And I should have enough time to go to the next area of the game, which is going to be in that direction over there, the Undead Bird. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit a like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. See you later.